The universe was a canvas of death, and on it a cold brush painted silence. Somewhere between time's collapse and eternity's birth, a remnant of doom drifted, shattered but not slain. It was called Black Winter. And though the thunder god Thor once cleaved its form in righteous fury, the entity did not die. It fractured. It scattered like ash in the cosmic winds. And one piece, one sliver still pulsing with hunger, sought a host. It found Robert Drake. He had once been laughter in a room full of war. An X-Man, a friend, a mutant with a gift for cold, but a heart warm with humanity. But over the years, Bobby Drake evolved. His cryokinesis matured into something more profound: control over thermodynamics, molecular bonds, quantum-level freezing. No longer just Iceman, he had become an Omega-level mutant, bordering on elemental godhood, and it terrified him. Even his fellow X-Men didn't fully understand the scope of his power. He could halt the kinetic motion of atoms, turn oceans into crystalline catacombs, and encase stars in frozen sarcophagi if he truly let go. But he didn't. He restrained himself. He clung to his past, to his jokes, his friendships, his fear of becoming a thing too powerful to love. Then the voices began. Whispers carried on cosmic echoes, subtle at first, like distant static in the corners of his mind. They spoke of cold beyond cold, of entropy, of stillness, of a truth he hadn't yet grasped. He tried to resist, but curiosity is the weakness of the powerful. The remnant of Black Winter found him in the void, between dimensions, during a failed mission to the negative zone. It didn't possess him. It merged with him. It offered no chains, only understanding. Bobby accepted, not out of greed or madness, but from a deep yearning to know the full truth of his powers. He became something new. His body crystallized into obsidian frost, shimmering with the light of collapsed stars. His eyes held the reflection of 1,000,000 dying suns. No longer bound by emotion or human limitation, he became Black Winter Iceman, a walking entropy storm, a being of eternal stillness. He didn't conquer. He didn't rage. He simply unmade. Entire planets froze in silence as he passed. Empires of fire gods were smothered in lightless frost. The Silver Surfer fled his presence. Dormammu tried to bargain. The Watchers observed in awe as time slowed in his wake. The cold he now wielded was beyond temperature. It was the cold of cosmic cessation, the stillness that predated time itself. Yet somewhere Earth still spun. What remained of the Earth was fractured, a broken globe, trembling under its own scars. After countless wars, invasions and catastrophes, the planet barely held itself together. Many of the heroes were dead, and those who lived were more myth than man. One such myth walked among the ruins, silent and grieving. Bruce Banner, or rather what remained of him. The years had twisted him into something raw and primal. No longer did he fear the monster. He had become one with it, mind and rage, fused into something terrible. The Worldbreaker Hulk. He did not smile. He did not speak unless he had to. He roamed the cracked surface of Earth, a shepherd of ruins, protecting the last embers of humanity from extinction. Children whispered stories of the green god who could break mountains with his breath. Adults avoided his path, knowing that even peace couldn't restrain the buried sorrow in his heart. But even gods have limits. When Black Winter Iceman arrived on Earth, it was not with thunder or fanfare. The sun simply dimmed. The sky folded inward. Oceans stilled mid-tide, and birds fell frozen from the air before they could cry. In the Russian wastes, an entire city was turned into a monument of glass-like ice, with humans and animals locked in eternal poses, perfect, lifeless sculptures, and among them children. Banner found them. The Hulk knelt by their frozen forms, trembling. These weren't soldiers. They weren't threats. They were innocent, and they had died not in war, but in neglect. They were collateral in a cosmic silence they never deserved. And in that moment, Bruce Banner ceased to exist. The Earth shook. Gamma energy surged through the crust like magma. The Hulk rose, not just as the strongest there is, but as a force of mourning and vengeance. The very ground he walked cracked. Clouds parted from the heat of his fury. His heart beat like nuclear drums. each thump echoing through the remnants of the world. He screamed, and the heavens answered. Black Winter Iceman turned, his form hovering over the Earth's stratosphere like a frozen god. He gazed upon the green titan with curiosity, not fear. The cold around him deepened, reaching into the fabric of molecules, sapping the heat from light itself. Two forces, polar opposites, yet equally unstoppable, were now bound for collision. Black Winter Iceman, the embodiment of cosmic entropy and cold, unfeeling and perfect. Worldbreaker Hulk, the embodiment of gamma-fueled fury, grief and unrelenting will. And as both titans drew closer across the icy wastes of Siberia, the universe itself watched in stillness. The storm had not yet begun, but it would. And when it did, nothing would ever be the same. The sky above Siberia fractured like brittle glass, thunder cracking across the firmament without lightning. Snow turned to diamond dust in the air, suspended in a gravity-defying freeze. Below, the earth groaned beneath the weight of approaching judgment. Worldbreaker Hulk arrived first, not by flight but through an earthquake. With each step, the planet winced. Glaciers splintered in his wake, gamma radiation warping the snow into steaming craters. His muscles pulsed with molten rage, green veins glowing like fault lines. No words, no growls, just breath heavy as collapsing stars. Above him hovered Black Winter Iceman, a god of frost incarnate. His form was barely human now, more silhouette than flesh, his edges constantly breaking into vapor and reforming. From his chest radiated a void black snowflake, the mark of Black Winter itself. His eyes held no hatred, only inevitability. They faced each other in silence, then impact. Hulk launched himself upward with a roar that cracked a mountain range. Fist first, he struck the sky and connected. The blow landed square on Iceman's midsection, sending the black frost god hurtling backward. Through the stratosphere like a falling comet. Clouds shattered, satellites shorted out. For a moment, it seemed the green beast had struck victory. But the cold never forgets. Mid-fall, Iceman reversed direction. Without moving his limbs, his body snapped to a halt, and the air around him plunged below absolute zero. Time shuddered. Snowflakes froze mid-air and stopped moving. He raised a hand. A wall of living frost surged forward like a tidal wave. Dark, crystalline, laced with collapsing matter. It struck Hulk mid-jump, encasing the giant in a prism of entropy. Molecular bonds in the gamma monster's body slowed. Rage faltered. His breath fogged. His fists trembled. But Hulk did not yield. He shattered the prison with a scream, muscles tearing through cosmic frost. Eyes glowing, he leapt again, this time faster. He clapped. The sonic burst ripped across dimensions. Black Winter Iceman was thrown from the sky. He crashed into the permafrost, creating a crater 10 miles wide. A forest of frozen pines disintegrated into powder. Hulk landed behind him, fists clenched, steam rising from his skin as he stomped toward the fallen god. "I warned you," Hulk growled, voice like tectonic plates grinding. "This world is mine." Black Winter Iceman stood unhurt, unfazed. Then he whispered. The sky went black. From every corner of the globe, temperatures plummeted. Volcanoes went quiet. The earth itself slowed. He raised both arms, and a massive rift opened above them, a maw of frozen stars, howling with silence. It was a piece of Black Winter itself. From it descended spears of null frost, crashing around Hulk like thunderbolts. One struck his shoulder, he staggered. Another pierced his thigh. He bled, not red, but glowing green. Still he moved, still he raged. Hulk charged, grabbing Iceman by the neck and slamming him into the earth again and again. Every impact cracked the mantle. Magma bled from the crust, boiling instantly against the cold god's body. Hulk lifted him and roared into his face, only to find his fists turning to ice. Black Winter Iceman had touched the gamma in Hulk's blood, not just his skin, his essence. The entropy tried to unravel the very idea of Hulk's rage. Freezing his emotional core, Hulk roared louder. And that's when he evolved. The ground split open, and from the core of the earth, gamma erupted. Hulk absorbed it all, every ounce. His skin darkened, glowing with emerald fury. His size doubled. Worldbreaker became world ender. He punched the cold. and it shattered. Black Winter Iceman was sent flying again, his body glitching between forms, ice, mist, vapor, shadow. Hulk didn't give him time to recover. He leapt, faster than thought, and caught the frost god mid-air, dragging him through a mountain range, punching through stone and steel. Then came the final blow. They landed in the Arctic Circle, Hulk atop Iceman, and with both hands, Hulk raised a strike that would shatter planets. "You don't get to take this world," he snarled. Then he struck. Black Winter Iceman exploded, not into blood, but into a whirlwind of icy fragments, each glowing with dying starlight. The scream was silent but deafening in the soul. The storm that had followed him collapsed, and the void sky began to bleed light once more. The cold was broken. The Hulk stood alone, breathing heavily, steam rising from his back. All around him the frost melted, and the world exhaled. Black Winter Iceman was no more.